Hi guys, it's me, Andrea. Today I'm here with the 10th page of the April Daily Art, and the theme is least favorite food. I start here with this brick stencil and I spray different layers of my mixed media art spray from Marabou on. Start here with the lightest one. And what I do is I off center it always a little bit to the left side and then go darker here with an orange, and the next one is a light red. No, it's already the green. It is already green. Okay, it's a light green, and the next one will be a bit of a dark green. Again, a bit over to the left with the stencil to get, in this way I get quite a bit of visual texture on that page. Dry everything in between, of course, and yeah, now I will use my last layer, and that will be dark green. It's, what is it? It's type of olive green, something like that. It's a very dark one. So, and everything is dry now, and I start to draw. As I said before, um, this theme is least favorite food, and that's what I'm trying to do here. I draw a head with the face down into a plate in front of this person. Um, I haven't got a least favorite food. I have food I like and I have food I don't like. So, and I think that one of the food I really hate most, I will show in this page, or this page symbolize it. Because if I have to eat that, I think, yeah, I would sink face down into my plate. Ugh. So that's what I'm trying to do here. I think so far it is quite okay with the head and the shoulders, but now the hands. I think hands are so difficult to draw. I do my very best, but yeah, okay. A bit of white gesso here on top first before I start to colorize, because otherwise it wouldn't cover properly. Most of the paint is sort of translucent, so that's why I do it. Everything in white gesso here, and the table as well. And then I start with the hair, and I go for a that's a dairy light yellow from golden, and a bit of the Titan buff, and a bit of burnt sienna, and then I try to get different layers on with all three colors, go in with the next color again, and so on, so that I get a nice little, yeah, lively looking hair. And I will, yeah, that's it actually. And the next step is going on and drawing the shirt in a dark turquoise. That's one of my favorite colors. And then I start here with a plate. I start first with a Titan white, but I will use a lot of shading afterward with grays, and already with the acrylic paint, start to get a bit of depth in. I go in later with other pencils, but first I use a bit of gray by mixing the white with the black. So, and here is my least favorite food already. Of course, you can't see what it should be, and I won't tell you until the very end. You will see. It is definitely a veg, and a lot of people, I think, hates it. I think this veg is nothing. No one is okay with it. I said, oh, it's not my favorite, but I eat it. I think that's one of this veg you hate or you love. There is nothing in between. And I think most people of you know already what I'm talking about. So, yeah, again, go in with a bit of darker stuff and shade it already. And then I use this cell theory stencil here and use all the paint I have on my palette here up. So all the dairy yellow and the burnt sienna and green, everything what was left over here I put on to get a bit of more visible texture on top. And I use stencil, a stamp. That's one of Diane Reveley's stamp. You can't see it here exactly. You will see it in the close-up. It's one of these circles. So, and to point out here on that poor woman hanging over her plate in, feeling sick, I guess. Pointing on her. Oh, yeah, I would feel like that if someone would force me to eat it. Ah, awful. So I had this dark green left over, and I used that for the edge to finish that off. And then I start to redo all the lines again, and for that I use my black Posca to define the lines much more. They were too thin, and everything gets a bit more a bit more depth. So in stamping, this stamp is always a bit thin. I don't know, it doesn't stamp very good, so the impression is always very light, so I go over with the Posca. So I start now with the words, and you can always see the B. The B is already down, and you will see which vegetable I'm talking about here. BR. Come on, most of you. Now you will know what I mean. Bruh. I'm talking about Brussels sprouts. It is awful. I hate them so much. Awful. And put that down. I looked for a question mark, couldn't find one. It's not in that set, so I draw it down. No, really, not really difficult. So, and what do I say? Brussels sprouts, question mark. Oh no. And that's my answer. Definitely a no for me. Definitely no. A no-go. So, and as I said before, I do a bit of shading here with my black Stabilo and use my water tank brush to take it off the pen instead of drawing it down or scribble it down. I think I have much better control. It's not getting too dark. Anyway, it's water soluble, so you could wipe it off anyway if it would be too dark. But I quite like to work in this way. Okay, and same again with the letters. They were okay, but I go over it with my Posca again to make them a bit darker. For a bit of dimension, I use here the grey alcohol marker I have to get a bit of shading around, and I do that on all the letters. And for the highlights, I use my white Posca. That makes them stand out so much more. And a bit of highlights I put on my woman here, and that's it. I blend that out with my finger because I found it a bit too strokey, so blending it out. And I think I correct some of the black lines with a Posca. Exactly. And that's it. The close-up will come now, and you can have a closer look. And that's it. So I quite had fun making this page, and I hope you like it. If so, please give me a thumbs up. I would be really happy about that. If you want to leave a comment, I would love to read it. I would love to read what you think about that, and what's your least favorite food now. What's the food you really hate? Like me with Brussels sprouts. That would be fun to read. So thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I hope I will see you soon with my next project. Have a fantastic time. Bye bye.